Hello. I want to begin this segment of From My Notepads with a little bit of good news. Last week, the Tennessee Board of Regents approved our salary equity plan. Later this week, you'll receive information from our HR staff regarding the specifics of your individual equity adjustments. This marks the second year in which we as an institution have made investments in our salary equity plan, and these investments are part of a multi-year commitment to invest in faculty and staff, thereby addressing long-standing salary equity concerns across the institution. As you are aware, we are blessed at ETSU by a dedicated faculty and staff. Throughout the fall semester, we've celebrated Pride Week, but there's an individual on our campus who celebrates Pride Week every day of the week. Ms. Sonia Batchelder, an executive aide in computer science, begins or ends many of her conversations with Go Bucks. To Sonia and to all of our faculty and staff across the institution who are dedicated to this institution, I thank you for what you do to make Pride more than a yard sign. I thank you for what you do to make Pride part of who we are as an institution. I want to spend a little bit of time today talking about our visual identity. As noted throughout the work of the Committee for 125, as well as in multiple articles in the Johnson City Press, we have more than 120 different logos across the institution, as well as multiple shades of blue and gold. As noted in both the consultant report as well as the overall report for the Committee for 125, we must take time as an institution to bring consistency and clarity to our visual identity. It impacts our student recruitment efforts, it impacts our commitment to the growth agenda, and it impacts who we are as a university. I want to share a personal anecdote. My first day assuming the presidency at East Tennessee State University, I went through a process similar to each of you, filling out forms, assorted paperwork, but I was posed a question. Dr. Noland, what logo do you want on your business card? And I remained puzzled by that question. My response was, well, let's put the university's logo on the business card. And the response from the person who posed the question to me was, well, which one? I knew from that moment that we had a challenge at the institution, but I look forward to addressing that challenge with you throughout the fall. Later this month, we'll launch a series of focus groups across the institution aimed at clarifying our visual identity. We may or may not develop a new logo, but what we will do is come together as an institution in an open and transparent process to discuss our identity and discuss what we will embody moving forward. I invite you to be part of these focus groups. I also encourage you to send an email to me regarding your thoughts on this issue at identity@etsu.edu. Over the course of the past few weeks, there have been a number of articles in the media regarding our budget situation in light of our enrollment downturn. As I've stated, we will create an open, transparent, and inclusive budget process at the institution, a budget process that will challenge us to make difficult decisions. But I want to ensure all of our faculty and staff that decisions have not been made, that we're very early in the process of review, and I want to ensure each of you that as we work through this process in the fall and into the spring, we'll, one, always put our students first, but two, we remain committed to our mission statement that says people come first. In addition to ideas surrounding our visual identity, my notepads are also full of stories surrounding the research infrastructure at the institution. This past year, we brought in more than $43.1 million in sponsored program funding. I want to take a moment to congratulate and thank our faculty and staff who are part of the research enterprise at the institution. These individuals are on the cutting edge of science, they're on the cutting edge of research, and they're part of a growing commitment and investment at ETSU to enhance and deepen our research infrastructure. Thank you for all that you do to change the future of this region through research and sponsored programs. In closing, I want to thank you for joining me on this segment of From My Notepads. We're starting something new in the Office of the President, something that I'm excited about but also a little nervous about. We're going on Twitter. You can follow our office at ETSU Pres. And finally, to quote Ms. Batchelder, go Bucks.